fun in downtown Minneapolis as the Twins open up a 4-game series with the visiting Detroit Tigers tonight inside Target Field. These two teams met just last weekend, and it was the Tigers who took 2 out of 3 in Detroit. But now this series shifts to Twins territory, where they'll hope the recent hot streak at home will continue to help them chip away at the standings. Welcome to Target Field, everyone. I'm Audra Martin. The last few weeks have seen a lot of moving pieces for this Twins team. A couple surprises and a few not so unexpected moves for this team. But now that the dust has settled, this is still a Twins team that feels very good about the young talent they have on the roster and still feels like they have something to prove starting tonight against Detroit. Here's a few things to keep in mind for the upcoming series. The Twins have won 16 of their last 20 games here at home. Since June 24th, they have the American League's second best home record. A big part has been the offense that is 5th in the league at home over that stretch. After initial closer by committee plan, it's been Trevor Hildenberger who stepped up into the role as of late. He's converted his last 3 save opportunities while also giving up just 1 hit and 0 runs in his last 2 outings. And while the Twins have been hot at home, the Tigers have struggled all season on the road. Their 18 wins away from home are the second fewest in the big leagues, not to mention they'll bring the worst road batting average to the plate tonight at Target Field. Coming up, Paul Molitor and Ron Gardenhire match wits for the first of 4 against the Tigers. Dick Kramer and Burt Blyleven have more on the Central Division Showdown when we return.
Presented by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
Last weekend, these two teams played in Detroit. This weekend, they'll be at Target Field. Tonight, the first of 4 between the Tigers and the Twins. Francisco Liriano pitched so-so against the Twins in Detroit last weekend, and Irvin Santana would like to improve over his start over the Tigers last weekend at Comerica Park. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick Raymer and Bert Blyleven for the opener of this 4-game series. Interesting contrast between the two second basemen in this series. The Twins, of course, sending out Logan Forsythe, who seems to be relishing the opportunity to play every day.
Yeah, he didn't get that opportunity in L.A., but they made the trade of Brian Dozier going to L.A. and Forsythe coming here. He's taken off. He has swung the bat well. He is hitting the ball. You could see where he was in L.A. in 70 ball games, hitting only .207 as a part-time player, but he's getting to play every day here, and he is producing and driving in some big runs.
Similarly, for Detroit, Nico Goodrum's getting a chance to play every day. He's relishing that opportunity, too, particularly against his old team.
Well, 8 years he was in a Twins minor league. He got a little opportunity last year where the Twins got 1 hit and 17 at-bats, but maybe coming to a new ball club and facing the Twins, you know what, I'm going to show them. And he has, hitting .333. 4 of his 12 home runs have been hit against Twins pitchers.
And so the Twins hope to continue some really good baseball that they've been able to play here at Target Field. The homestand got off to a good start with a 2-game sweep over the Pirates. We'll see if they can continue to play very good baseball in front of their home fans here tonight. Have been paying dividends. Logan Forsythe is thriving in his new environment, and Miguel Sano looks like a new man, supporting the Twins in their recent surge at Target Field. Twins have enjoyed playing at Target Field lately. Their 1-loss record at home right up there with Cleveland's. The difference, of course, the Indians have played much better away from home than the Twins have. Twins hope to have a good series here against the Tigers, get closer to the 500 mark. They start tonight 56-63. And it's always good to see Ron Gardenhire back in Minnesota. If anything, he's done a better job, along with his pitching coach next to him there, Rick Anderson. Tigers have done a little bit better than I think a lot of people thought, although they are still 21 games below 500.
Menard's batting order for the Tigers, and you should be familiar with a lot of the names by now if you've been watching. Jamer Candelario leading off, Jimmy Ducey, Nicholas Castellanos, Nico Goodrum hitting cleanup. Who would have thought that a year ago? Victor Martinez, Mikey Matuk, James McCann, Ronnie Rodriguez, and Victor Reyes.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. And it's Irvin Santana making his 5th start, his 2nd against the Detroit Tigers. He started against them last Friday in Detroit. He lost 5-3. A couple 2-run home runs he gave up, and Jordan Zimmerman, the starter for the Tigers, ended up winning that ball game.
Candelario to start things off, and then Ducey and Castellanos. Up and away, ball 1. And a strike call, a couple of 89-mile-per-hour fastballs.
Santana in that outing went 6 innings. That's the longest outing he has gone in his 4 previous starts. Pretty good win-loss record against the Tigers over his career. 24th start in his career against the Tigers. 10 wins, 6 losses. ERA about 3.5.
89, 89, 89, and now 90, and the count's even 2-2.
He's always had good control, and he's got to learn that now at a lower speed. Get it in there.
Bounced foul up the line.
We all come a time in our career where you have to, go through injuries. Like Santana has really been pretty healthy throughout his career. There are times that maybe that arm strength isn't there, so you have to rely on the 2,400 innings that he's pitched at the big league level to become even more of a pitcher by hitting his spots. Right there, you saw Garver wanted that ball down. Got to get that ball down.
Full count now. Prior to this year, a little over 500 of those innings pitched for the Twins. 30 wins, 24 losses. That pulled down the line, foul. And it'll be interesting as he continues to make his starts, and we'll assume that he'll be given that opportunity. His 5th start tonight, then the next one and the next one. What happens to the velocity? Whether it will tick up or whether it will tick down a little bit. And not close. All fastballs, 91 miles per hour, but a leadoff walk to Candelario. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. The Twins continue to switch outfield assignments around. A-Ray Adrianza is in left field. Kepler is in center. Johnny Field is in right. Sano, Polanco, Forsythe, Mauer, the infielders, and Mitch Garver behind the plate. Seen Adrianza be used as a utility player. Of course, that's been his role when the rest of the roster is healthy. Lifted to left, and Adrianza is going to have a chance here short of the warning track. First out on the first pitch to Ducey. 1 down.
Well, Ducey looking fastball as he watched the pitches to Candelario, and he jumped on a fastball, but it was out over the plate, and it's the first out of the ball game.
And now Nick Castellanos. The Twins will see a lot of left-handed starting pitching in this series. In fact, maybe that all 4 games will be started by a lefty, but there are no left-handed relievers on this Detroit roster. So that's why Field gets a start today. We'll probably see him 2 or 3 times in the starting lineup. Liriano making the start tonight for Detroit. Left center field and deep, and that's not going to come back. A long home run into the bullpen. Castellanos tees off on the first pitch, and it's another 2-run home run for the Tigers against Irvin Santana.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier 2 of the 2-run home runs were hit off of them in Detroit last Friday. So home run number 7 that Santana has allowed, this being his 5th start. Pretty much right down the heart of the plate.
A little bit of a bat flip and a nice catch by Manny Gonzalez. All fastballs from Santana so far. And that one center cut and ended up in the bullpen. Here is Nico Goodrum. And that's sliced to left field, a base hit. Goodrum with another hit against the Twins. And Rosario's throw cut off by Polanco. So the long walk to Candelario, and the next 3 batters have all put the first pitch in play.
Let's take a look at Santana's scouting report that I came up with. He's had a tough time looking for that consistency, and he's, I said, learning all over again, meaning that, you know what, he doesn't throw 93, 94, so you have to learn to pitch at 89, 90 right now. And this is his 6th time dating back to last year, trying to win career number 150.
Victor Martinez, the batter. Goodrum with his 25th double, 24 of them it seems against the Twins. Pitches up, another fastball. You were talking about the importance of his repaired middle finger with his breaking pitch, but we have not seen either the slider nor the changeup.
Yep. Well, pitchers pitch every 5th day. You know what Santana's doing right there. I don't know. I think that was a slider right there or a changeup. You have your opportunity to see the velocity over the last couple years prior to now. You had the opportunity between starts to work on the fastball. Here, once a game starts, you see he grips it like a changeup, then he'll move it around if need be in his glove. Another sign is given.
2-0 to Martinez. Fouled over the Detroit dugout.
Santana's always had good control, averaging 2.8 walks per 9 innings throughout his career. He's made a lot of starts, 381 career starts now. I think a lot of pitchers, you have to go through that. You're not going to throw 94, 95 maybe when you're younger, but as you get older, Santana, 35 years old now, got to rely more on hitting his spots.
But we saw on that graphic, I mean, it's one thing to gradually have your velocity diminish as it did from 2016 to 2017, 93.3 to 93.1. What we're talking about from last year to this year is 4 miles per hour difference.
And he may say that he's okay, but when he goes out there, and I talked about it in the pregame,
it's to right center field, and carrying to Field, who makes the catch. Goodrum will try to advance. And the throw cut off by Polanco, 2 down.
And when I talked about, you know what, I went through the elbow surgery, I went through the shoulder surgery, and when you come back from that, there's that little bit of doubt in your mind of letting it go because the injury was there. And until he actually throws a pitch, it doesn't feel it, let it go, get angry at yourself, let it go, then maybe that velocity will start to creep back up. But the difference between last year, well, he was healthy last year. He missed most of the season after the surgery of the knuckle.
Goodrum at third, 2 down, and now Mikey Matuk. Up and in. Ball 1.
Matuk just getting called up for the 4th time this year. He started the season with the Tigers, was optioned out 3 other times, and just called up about 3 days ago.
A foul ball by about a foot. 2 strikes. You may remember towards the end of the weekend series last weekend in Detroit, Jacoby Jones had some hamstring issues, and so Matuk replacing him.
You see that ball just hooking foul. About 2 feet.
And the count is 1-1. Pitch number 19 from Santana. Inning started with a walk to Candelario. He scored on Castellanos' home run. Handle of the bat foul at 91, and maybe just in that pitch you see the difference between a few miles per hour. That was his hardest fastball, 91 miles per hour, and it kind of ate Matuk up. He wasn't able to get the barrel around to make contact.
Well, that ball was up and in. Let's see if they go with a slider right here. They do, but it's low. Or it might have been the changeup. Santana in that start last Friday, he threw 94 pitches in the 6 innings, gave up 5 runs, and 4 of those off of the two-run home runs he allowed.
Goodrum got him, and Jose Iglesias
got him. There's a slider, good location, and 3rd out.
Nice recovery for Santana. Flip to first. The inning ends, and the Tigers get the first 2 runs. The Tigers the first lead. Paul Molitor hoping that the Twins can continue to play really good baseball at home. With this Menard batting order tonight, Joe Mauer followed by Logan Forsythe, Jorge Polanco, Miguel Sano, Tyler Austin, Mitch Garver, Max Kepler, Johnny Field, and A-Ray Adrianza.
And tonight's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. Francisco Liriano. Liriano making his 2nd straight start against the Twins. He faced the Twins last Saturday in Detroit. He lost 7-3 to Kyle Gibson. He worked 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. A little control issue. He walked 4 in that ball game, and he allowed a 2-run home run. That was to Tyler Austin, and that helped the Twins beat Liriano and the Tigers.
Mauer stands in, and there's ball 1. His control issues came early. He walked 4 of the first 11 batters he faced. 1 strike, excuse me, it's 1-0 to Mauer. The scoreboard here has 1 strike, but it is 1-0. And on the outside corner, 1-1. Signed in late February by the Tigers. Veteran pitcher that some thought the Tigers hoped they would spin off for a prospect before the trade deadline. And it's over for a strike, 1-2.
And of course, Liriano wore a Twins uniform from 2005 to 2012. Missed all of 2007 when he went through the Tommy John surgery.
14 starts since his last win. Popped up down the left field line. Long run for Matuk, and he won't get there. It's a foul ball. So when you are in double digits and starts without a win, it doesn't do a whole lot to build interest from a contending team. Although some thought a contending team might come along and use Liriano out of the bullpen.
There's Rick Anderson.
Started the year as a bullpen coach. Chris Bosio was dismissed midway through the season, and Anderson pulled out of the bullpen to be the pitching coach, the job he held for some really good years with the Twins.
One thing about Liriano, he's always tough on left-handed hitters. That good slider.
Fouled away by Mauer.
Fastball right there, down at 92. Coming into the ballgame, left-handers hitting only 130 off of him. Right-handers hitting 266. That's why Rosario and Jake Cave getting the afternoon off or evening off.
Twins lineup as right-handed as it can get. 1-2. That's to left center field, carrying toward the gap. Matuk chasing it, and that ball will land for a double for Mauer. That ball hit in a perfect spot. Matuk was playing towards the line. He had a long run. So too did Reyes. And the Twins' first inning begins with a Mauer double.
Now for Joe Mauer, his 18th double of the year. Take a look at the location of that breaking ball. Stayed up. And Joe actually gave that a ride. He hit that ball sharply. And Matuk, who was playing pretty shallow too, even though he was guarding the line, he had to go straight back. And Reyes, yeah, he's quick afoot, but unable to catch up to it. And Matuk gets it back in.
And now Forsythe has been a hitting machine since the Twins got him in a trade from the Dodgers. Pitch is up, ball one. Played around the infield a lot, even played some outfield for the Dodgers. Twins have just put him at second base and left him there, and why not? 44 at bats, 17 hits. And now 2-0. Walked 4 times, struck out 8 times.
And we've seen a lot of his hits go the other way too, and that's what he wants to do right here. And we talked about it in yesterday's ball game against the Pirates. Do the little things to try to get back into a ball game. So Mauer at second, try to move him over to third.
A 91-mile-per-hour fastball, and it looked like he wanted to find a gap of his own.
And in yesterday's ball game in the second inning, Sano started off with a double. Kepler did a great job of advancing him, and then Forsythe drove him in with an RBI single. There, just like
base hit right field. Bauer to third, he'll be held. And Forsythe continues to pick up hits using the whole field.
Tell you what, that at bat is perfect because it looked like his lower part already had committed, but he kept his hands back nicely and just inside out of that ball in that hole between first and second. What a great at bat right there.
Hitting .500 when he puts the ball on the ground. So not too concerned about launch angle, and why would you when you can pick up an awful lot of hits hitting the ball hard on the ground.
And that's how you build, that's how you fight the shifts too that are going on. You know, they'll shade that second baseman up the middle and you got that big hole. Well, Forsythe has found that hole many times.
And now Polanco's got about a 90-foot hole on the right side of the infield. A deep drive down the left field line. Gone! A 3-run home run for Polanco. His second of the year. And just like that, the Twins take the lead.
And his first as a right-handed hitter. So Polanco jumping on that first pitch. And the Twins have a 1-run lead. And I thought this was going to be a pitcher's duel. Take a look at Polanco, fastball in. He opened up quickly, a line drive home run. That is awesome. I just wish he had hit Dan Gladden in that corner down there.
The guy in the cranberry shirt with the glove on there, that's Dan Gladden. He's down the left field line. Jack Morris is tucked behind the right field foul pole. And now ball line to center off the bat of Sano. That ball's caught by Reyes, and we've seen both teams kind of approach the opposing pitcher the same way, with a lot of first pitch swings. Statcast AI powered by AWS.
Wow, 107 miles an hour, 0.7 miles an hour. Not much launch angle because that was a line drive home run.
You know, I just flashed back that Gladden did a lot of that when you were pitching. Just kind of stand and look with the ball going.
Stop it, you're killing me.
1-0 to Tyler Austin.
Yeah, a lot of times I'd say throw your glove at it, at least try it, you know, or move. You have to stand there.
1-0 to Austin, the designated hitter. And now 2-0. Well, the 2-0 lead didn't last very long, did it?
It was Austin who hit a 2-run home run off of Liriano last Saturday.
3-0. I mentioned that Liriano had all sorts of control issues early on in his outing against the Twins. Hasn't walked anybody, but the Twins jumping on his first pitch strikes and doing some damage. There's a strike. 3-1.
I said when left-handers are hitting against him, right-handers hitting .266. 13 of the 15 home runs he has allowed are to right-handed hitters.
Fouled off the end of the bat. I think he got a change up and was out in front. 3-2. Talked to Logan Morrison today. He's going to have hip surgery here in a few days here in the Twin Cities, and it will allow the Twins to get a better and longer look at Tyler Austin, who will take a walk here with 1 out in the first. We would expect Austin will see a lot of time in the DH, or at least in the batting order against both righties and lefties now. Tigers out in the field, brought to you by Northland Ford. Mikey Matuk in left, Victor Reyes in center, Nicolas Castellanos is in right, Candelario, Rodriguez, Goodrum, and Ducey, the infielders. James McCann behind the plate. Here's Mitch Garver. Up and away, ball 1.
Let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch for the win here today, and basically the offense has to do better against the Tigers this year. Hitting only .211 in the 9 games they've played, averaging just over 3 runs, and so far so good. Over the 9 games, only 29 runs scored on 3 home runs against the Tigers.
That wouldn't be so surprising if it was a Tiger rotation that still had Verlander,
right,
Scherzer, Porcello, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and the pitching staff for the Twins have done well. They've in those 9 games a 3.16 ERA, but the Tigers have the 5-4 advantage on the season series.
And now a trip to the mound, first by McCann, and now Rick Anderson will join it. Liriano really is having a rough time of it. He's only gotten 1 out, and Sano made the out with a ball that had an exit velocity of more than 100 miles per hour.
Liriano's making his 7th career start against the Twins. He has 3 wins, 2 losses, but an ERA about 5.5 against the Twins. And he's a guy that doesn't, have complete games. He has 3 complete games in his career. One of them a shutout, and that was that no-hitter he had against the White Sox in a Twins uniform.
Pretty good bet here that Garver will be green lighted. 3-0 count after a trip to the mound. And he takes a strike. Garver hitting just .194 against lefties, hitting almost 100 points higher than that against right-handers.
We should get another fastball here. Don't miss it.
Popped up to center.
Got underneath it.
Reyes for out number 2. And that'll bring up Kepler. Pull shift for Kepler, leaving Rodriguez, the shortstop, as the only infielder on the left side. Check swing and a strike.
Of course, the scouting report on Liriano. Fastball's got some movement on it, that hard slider, and a very good changeup.
Didn't mean to, and a check swing foul, 2 strikes.
Kepler and Maurer are the only two left-handed batters in the Twins lineup. Cave and Rosario are on the bench. And that might change as soon as the Tigers go to their bullpen. They may have 4 left-handed starters in this series, but there are no left-handed relievers on the staff.
9 guys down there in that bullpen, all righties for the Tigers.
1 and 2. And they have the runner Austin picked off, and it's a closer play than it should have been with Austin picked off. Twins get a 3-run home run to answer the Tiger 2-run home run. Polanco goes deep to put the Twins up 3-2.
Clubhouse. Paul Molitor says there's nothing to read into when it comes to the new look of the outfield over the last few days. He says it's just really great to have a group of guys so versatile, especially with all the lefties the Twins bats will have to face over the next few games. Trevor Hildenberger settled on a personal favorite of 7 Nation Army by the White Stripes as his closer song. He says he's really enjoying the new challenge, saying the thrill of knowing that if you do your job, you're definitively winning the game right there is a really awesome feeling. And it's a good start so far in AAA tonight. Byron Buxton doubled on the first pitch of the game. Robbie Grossman drove him in on a single to right, and the Twins not going to rush the decision on Byron Buxton, just taking it a couple days at a time. But so far, a couple good games for him in AAA, guys.
And a really good night 2 nights ago. Didn't play last night. Pitches up and in to McCann.
I'd have to say if he stays healthy, you know, up until you can expand the roster, you might see Byron Buxton up here in September.
I think a lot of the fans too would like to see him up here because he is such an interesting player when he is healthy and disciplined at the plate and not, you know, trying to use the whole field and everything we saw in the last 2 months last year. 2-0 now to McCann, then Rodriguez and Reyes. That's hit hard to center. Kepler is backing over and leaps and makes a catch on the warning track. That was rocketed toward the 403 foot sign.
Yeah, Irvin Santana's got to worry about right now keeping the ball down in the strike zone. He's throwing balls right down the heart of the plate. McCann gets one. And great job by Kepler leaping at the last second to make a nice running catch. These are the little adjustments you have to make as a pitcher too. When you're up, try to throw that fastball right on top of home plate.
Popped straight up in the air, but back and out of play. One strike to Rodriguez. Tigers struggling with some depth in their lineup, particularly tonight. This one popped up near first base, and Mauer crosses the line. And the number 8 batter hitting just 191 with no home runs, and now Reyes hitting 220 with no home runs. Buxton hit the first pitch to left for a double the other night. 3 hits, 5 at bats, including a line drive single to right, and then he clobbered a home run to the pull side.
Well, you see him lifting that left leg up a little bit. That's kind of a starting block for him, so maybe that's what he's got to stay with.
Here is Reyes. And a strike.
One thing that the Tigers are doing, they're letting some of these young kids get some at bats this year. Reyes, a Rule 5 draft out of the Arizona Diamondback organization.
2 strikes.
Switch hitter. Good numbers in the minor leagues with the Braves and the Diamondbacks, originally signed by the Braves out of Venezuela. 298 hitter in 6 seasons in the minor leagues.
And a much better inning for Santana, mixing in the breaking ball and having a 1-2-3 top of the second inning. Twins app, you can customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Twins home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. 1-0 now to Max Kepler. He was at the plate when Austin got picked off at first. Swung on and missed, 1-1.
Yeah, that pickoff of Austin by Liriano, his first of the year, but his 24th career pickoff. Left-handers have that advantage.
Swung on and missed.
Good slider right there. Liriano's always been a strikeout pitcher, averaging 9.1 strikeouts per 9 innings. Take a look at his slider.
Looks like it broke about 2 feet.
It's a bite on it.
Blocked by McCann.
Remember Rick Anderson when the Twins first got Liriano. You know, they're trying to smooth his delivery down a little bit because it's pretty violent after he releases the ball, but that's the way that he goes about his business.
2-2.
Does a good job right there. A little hesitation, and then you can see his follow through. He picks up a strikeout, his first.
When the Twins traded Liriano to the White Sox, Don Cooper was trying to do the same thing, smooth out some of the mechanics, and now he's back with Rick Anderson.
You can see the long stride, and he gets able to get over that right leg. Watch the stride of Liriano. See where he lands, and then able to bend his back. And even though his momentum, every time I see that, I think of Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson was one of the best of almost turning sometimes his back to the hitter after he released the ball. Very, call it violent, but it's under control for him.
We've seen pitchers right-handed, left-handed who do just the opposite and recoil. Eric Milton was a great example of that, and it just you kept waiting for him to break down because of the abrupt ending of the pitching motion.
Yeah, once you release that ball, you want in this case, your left arm to come through, just like you're throwing it right through the catcher's glove rather than coming back, and now all of a sudden that shoulder goes bad. And that's what helped. If I remember right, that's what happened to Milton.
Right.
So bad shoulder.
2-1 to Johnny Field. And up high, 3-1. Give Liriano a chance, he might walk you. Adrianza on deck. He walked Austin in the first inning. Now 3-1 to Field here in the second. Fouled away. Field kind of filling the same role that was filled earlier this year by Ryan Lamar. Lamar just sent down by the White Sox yesterday.
Field getting an opportunity to get some at-bats here. Claimed off waivers from the Indians back on August 3rd, and then went down to AAA for about 3 days. And when Grossman went on a disabled list, he was called up.
On the ground, couple of hops, gobbled up by Ronnie Rodriguez, and somehow Adduci was able to keep a foot on the bag, and the Twins might take a look at that.
Good job by Adduci right there.
Ball was sailing away from him, and he apparently kept his right foot on the bag, and Jeff Smith telling Field, hang on, we're going to take a look at it.
See Rodriguez at deep short. Ball on the infield side. Sure looked like he kept his foot on the bag right there, right at the corner. This will give us a...
Oh no, look at that.
Did he go back and touch it?
No. Twins will challenge this, and Field will reach. So he gave credit where we thought credit was due, but Adduci couldn't keep his toe on the bag by an inch or two. This should be a very quick review, I would think.
Yeah, the big scoreboard right here just showing you the last one that we looked at. He was unable to get that cleat back on the bag.
That's 3 inches there. And his stretch was so extended he couldn't get his weight back to get the back foot back on the bag. Twin Cities native Jeff Nelson on the right there. Laz Diaz on the left.
Here's the call.
Safe it is. So Field will, I'm guessing, get credit for a hit.
Yeah, they'll give Rodriguez an error on that.
That's the right call. I just assumed on a play like that he may have gotten a hit, but the correct call made. Error charged to Rodriguez, and now Adrianza. See if the Twins can take advantage of it. 8 batters faced by Liriano. He's retired only 3 of them, although the error certainly not his fault. 1-0.
Well, not very good strike to ball ratio. Usually you like to be 2 strikes to every ball. That's your goal.
And now 2-0.
But I don't think Liriano's ever been that type of pitcher, you know, 2-1, because he's been all over the place. And over his career, averaging about 4 walks per 9 innings, so all those strikeouts.
And we talked about it last weekend in Detroit in his no-hitter, the seminal moment of his big league career. He walked 6 men.
He knew who he had to pitch around to pitch a no-hitter.
Juan Pierre 3 times. The only guy the White Sox had was speed, and he put him aboard 3 times.
He was maybe swinging a hot bat at that time. He knew what he was doing.
He did. He had to pitch a no-hitter.
That's right.
2-1 to Adrianza. And now 3-1 with Mauer on deck.
Adrianza getting some more playing time as the trades were made. Hitting .290 as a right-handed hitter. Nice to have a guy like Adrianza that can play so many different positions.
And a walk will advance Field to second base. The 8 and 9 batters both reach for Mauer.
Second walk for Liriano.
Well, it was quite a night for Liriano. He entered the game with an ERA of over 9 and ended up pitching a no-hitter. Nice play there by Danny Valencia. One of the few bids for a base hit. Casilla in the middle of a double play. On a soft land drive to Matt Tolbert.
How about that? That's awesome.
On a very chilly night in Chicago in May. Here's Mauer, double to the gap in left center field his first time up. On the outside corner.
Yeah, Liriano left a breaking ball up to Joe, and he found that gap in left center for that leadoff double. Later scored on Polanco's 3-run home run.
Down and in. 1-1.
Now, Liriano was a free agent at the end of the year last year when he pitched for the Astros. It took him a while to sign. Middle of February. Joined the Tigers. Signed a 1-year contract.
Given his numbers against left-handed hitters, I could still see a team reaching out to him and not have him in the starting rotation, but have him as a situational lefty. And it's kind of interesting how it all turns out. Of course, rosters expand in September, but the acquiring team would have to have him on their roster before September 1st for him to be eligible for postseason play. Mauer takes down an in 2-2. Every once in a while there'll be a player obtained in September to help for the playoff push, but then that player is not eligible for postseason play.
Well, Liriano's made a lot of starts. 293 starts here tonight. 343 games, so he has relieved about 50 times. 105 wins, 106 losses.
2-2 to Mauer. Up and in. First time through the batting order. Liriano walked a couple, came close to walking another. And now it's 3-2 to Mauer with 2 men out there. Wouldn't expect the Twins to send the runners here, although Field and Adrianza both run well. Joe, pretty good contact hitter, of course. We'll see what they do here. Runners go. Mauer fouls it back.
We said it's been a while since Liriano got a W, a win. Last win coming in late April against the Orioles in Baltimore. The pitch in, fouling it off.
Last pitch, Twins sent the runners. This time they don't, and it's ball 4. They're loaded up. An error followed by 2 walks.
Well, actually, if that's strike 3, Adrianza at first was about halfway where Field didn't take off. So luckily that was ball 4. Third walk for Liriano.
And they're loaded up now for Logan Forsythe.
See this inning, 23 total pitches so far this inning, only 10 strikes.
Just a 1-run lead for the Twins, but Forsythe has done a really good job. For the Twins has a chance to do some damage. Drove in 3 runs yesterday against the Pirates. To the right field corner and down for a hit. It stays in the ballpark. Or did a fan reach over? It is a double for Forsythe on the first pitch, and he drives in 2 more with his second hit in as many innings.
Well, we don't get a real good view of that right field corner from our angle right here, but Logan picking up on that fastball, and again another ball hit to right field. I think Jack Morris got in the way right there. Yeah, went into the stands.
Yep. So the Twins get a couple quick runs here in the second, and there are 2 more runners out there in scoring position. No activity in the Tiger bullpen, and they bring the infield in halfway. Polanco teed off on the first pitch for a 3-run home run in the first. And now he takes ball 1. Chop foul, 1-1. Now you were kidding before. You really didn't think this was going to be a pitcher's duel, did you?
I was just kidding. I always think it's going to be a pitching duel. You never know. You know, when we had Kluber and Barrios, we thought that was going to be a pitching duel.
Right.
It wasn't. You never know.
1-1 to Polanco. That's to left, and that is caught on a sliding catch. Bauer will tag and score. The ball gets away, and Liriano nowhere to be found. So a sinking line drive, and Matuk made a nice catch. Bauer with a really disciplined, smart base running play there, setting up in position to tag, and the Twins get another run.
Yeah, very good base running right there. You know, you don't anticipate, you know, a ball falling in, so you stay around third base. Joe tagging up. Matuk's throw right there. Joe goes back, tags up, and the throw. Remember in yesterday's ball game, Rosario overthrew Sano, and Barrios was backing up the play while Liriano, he was standing around home plate. He did not do his job.
And as a result, Matuk is charged with an error, second error of the inning. The run would be an earned run, but Forsythe able to advance to third. 1-0 now to Sano, who lined out to the center fielder his first time up. Up the line, foul. 1-1. Tigers have won 5 of the 9 games between these two teams because they played better than the Twins for the most part. But I think we're seeing here tonight what Ron Gardenhire has seen for a good part of the season. Error by the shortstop, error by the left fielder, pitcher not backing up home plate. And now Sano drives one deep to right field. It is back and gone, a home run. Sano's 10th of the year. 5-run second inning.
Second home run hit by the Twins. Polanco's 3-run home run in the first, and now Miguel Sano's 2-run home run here in the second. And this again, the strength of Sano. We saw that in game 1 against the Pirates. Liriano with a short outing.
Liriano checks out. He retired 4 batters, facing 13, and 8 of them have scored. And 2 to right field. Look at this swing, and the point of contact is right over the plate. Not a foot out in front of the plate, but right over the plate, and with his power he can still muscle it into the seats.
Even though he opened up and looks like he's going to pull that ball to left field, you can see the contact that the ball just flies off of his bat. So good at bat.
Again, look at the point. It's over the front edge of the plate, and what we saw so often before was trying to make contact a foot in front of the plate to pull everything. Liriano knocked out, unable to complete 2 innings. Here is Tyler Austin to face Reininger, one of 9 right-handed relievers for the Tigers, although tonight at least Drew Verhagen probably won't be able to pitch. He pitched 2 innings yesterday.
Yeah, Reininger making just his 9th appearance, just being called up yesterday from AAA in his 3rd stint with the Tigers.
Austin takes outside 2-0.
Reininger, 25 years old, signed by the Pirates in 2013. Fastball, mid-90s, slider, curveball, changeup. Did some starting down in the minor leagues.
(3-0). Austin drew a walk his first time up, and now it's 3-0 from Reininger. Garver on deck. Three and one.
Well, Liriano went an inning and 2/3, his shortest outing of the year. Charged with 8 runs, 4 earned runs for Liriano.
You can't control errors being committed behind you, but my goodness, out of the error, he walked Adrianza and Mauer to load up the bases. 3-2 to Austin. Rodriguez's error, and Matuk with a throw to the plate that got by the catcher. And Austin strikes out to end the inning. But a total of 8 earned runs 6 earned runs. No, we'll figure it out later. 8 runs for the Twins, and they lead it 8-2. We are very happy to have tomorrow's starting pitcher Kyle Gibson join us from outside the Twins dugout. You'll hope for similar run support tomorrow, right?
Man, sign me up for this. I like it. I like it. That was a good inning. Good inning.
Hey, it's been a good year for you. Not so much on the 1-loss record, but we've learned that sometimes the pitchers really can't control that. But you've had a great year. You've been arguably the most consistent starting pitcher the Twins have had this year. What in your mind has turned your career around this year? Does it go back, in fact, to last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to last year a little bit. I think you know, getting a little bit more confidence back. You know, that was a tough start to last year, and you know, something that I want to forget, but I need to learn from, and I think I have learned from. And getting sent down was a tough task for sure. But you know, getting the vote of confidence from the organization when they called me back up and helping me get through that was a big help.
Good changeup right there. I've just seen you attack the strike zone a lot more with that fastball, but you'll have that opportunity tomorrow. We want to talk about the Grand Slam dinner at Capitol Grill tomorrow night. You're looking, excuse me, for Sunday. We're looking for what, 15 more tickets for the event to be sold.
Yeah, we got some more tickets available. I think they can do a few more than that as well, but that's the number that they have listed right now. 14 or 15 left. Doge and Renee hosted this event the last few years after I think it might have been the Dunsings or the Kadires, but obviously Brian and Renee are not here anymore, and we've been asked to step in, and we're excited. You know, the Boys and Girls Club goes deep back into my family history. My dad went to the Boys and Girls Club when it was just the Boys Club back early in the 70s. So it's something that I grew up, played my first baseball and basketball games at the Boys and Girls Club, and you know, it's been a lot of fun to step in and hopefully be a part of this.
Now the tickets are what, $350, correct?
Yes, yep.
And one of the things that's really neat about this event is Twins players, some of your teammates, and perhaps you yourself, will serve as bartenders and waiters.
Absolutely. We'll throw some aprons on. We'll get to bring your food out, bring your drinks out. You can boss us around, whatever you want to do. But no, it'll be fun. You know, I really enjoyed it. You know, it gives us another chance to interact with fans outside of the stadium and away from the field, and get a chance to talk to us and kind of, you know, figure out a little bit more about what makes us tick and what we like to do. And it's a really good opportunity. I think we have 7 or 8 signed up right now, and there's going to be more than that coming. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Castellanos looking at Santana on that pitch up and in.
Castellanos hit a home run against Santana in the first inning.
Hey, one more thing about that, Kyle. There's some nice auction items too. They get to play golf with you at Hazeltine. Wow. Yeah,
that'll be something that I'm really looking forward to. Played there one time, and yeah, I mean, they're trying to come up with some good items to put in a silent auction and to have a lot of fun, and you know, I think it'll create a good opportunity to raise some money for sure.
Yeah, a little barking going on right there. Ron Gardner, I think, letting him, his word out as far as what he thought about that pitch.
Well, I got a question for both of you. Was that because of the home run or the little bat flip at the end of it?
Well, let's hope it wasn't for anything with a 6-run lead. You let a sleeping dog lie.
Kyle, you agree?
I think in this situation, I did not know anything was going to happen, but I'm going to sit here and refrain from commenting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he hit it well, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on, actually.
Okay. Well, let's hope that every piece is maintained, restored through tonight's game and tomorrow's game.
Absolutely.
Yes. That one to the backstop. Well, again, compliments to you and Elizabeth for stepping in. It's a great event. I've been involved with it in the past. And one more look at where you can get tickets. $350 a ticket. It's a wonderful meal, by the way, but you get a chance to perhaps come home with an apron signed by Kyle Gibson. You can call that number or go to boysandgirls.org/Grand Slam dinner.
Yeah, they're going to be giving away Twins tickets, a lot of stuff. It's going to be a really fun event. They raise a lot of money for Inner City Boys and Girls Club, and that does a lot for kids. And I know for me back home, it was a place for kids to go after school, and they're doing more and more on education and trying to get tutors there and trying to get people and kids the resources to better themselves after school. So Inner City and Twin Cities Boys and Girls Clubs are going to benefit a lot from this event.
Well, with so many single families now, the kids get out of school, and I started a blast program out in Southern California. Same thing like and I got the Boys and Girls Club involved. These kids are left unattended sometimes from 2 o'clock till 5 or 6, and this is a great place for kids to hang out with positive people.
Yeah, I mean, some of these kids, both their parents may be working to make ends meet,
right.
and it gives them a chance to be around, other students and other kids and have fun. And like you said, it gives them a chance and a place to go until their parents get done with work. And everybody's better when the kids are together and learning together and playing sports together instead of being at home and maybe not having that chance to have that extra mentor in their life. So
or hanging on some street somewhere.
Sure, absolutely. So it's Boys and Girls Club's done a lot across America for a long time.
Yep.
2-0 to Nico Goodrum, and now a strike. 2-1. Well, it'll be a full day for the Twins players on Sunday, playing final game of this series and then heading over to Capitol Grill. And tips are not encouraged, right? To the wait staff.
Tip the Boys and Girls Club.
There
How about
you go.
that?
There you
Tip
go.
the Boys and Girls Club.
2-1 to Goodrum, and now 3-1, and Santana struggling to get the third out here. Santana had retired 7 men in a row before the walk to Castellanos, and the walk.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick while we got you, Kyle. I
Yeah.
went through a couple surgeries. You went through the Tommy John. When you come back, it takes a little while to trust that you can let that ball go, doesn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. There's a.
Watch out.
Ooh, almost had it on the bounce. There's definitely a lot that goes into it, and I know for me, that was my second surgery, Tommy John, and had an elbow surgery in high school. But yeah, I mean, the command is really the last thing to come back. And for me, arm strength felt good. I felt healthy, but getting the feel with the off speed and getting the feel with the sinker and that release point out front was definitely the last thing to come back.
Lifted behind third. Sano chasing it. Kyle, thanks a lot. Good luck tomorrow.
Yes.
And good luck Sunday night, too.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
T-Mobile. How about the St. Louis Cardinals, the hottest team in baseball, keeping it going last night against the Nats? A Marcell Ozuna home run kicked off the eventual 4-2 win, making the Cardinals now 18-9 under interim manager Mike Schill, now just a half game out of a wild card spot and just 4 games back of the National League Central lead, guys.
How about the St. Louis Cardinals, the midseason managerial change? Mike Schill taking over for Mike Matheny. And look where the Cardinals are now.
They've won an 8 in a row now. They're back into that not only division race, but also the wild card.
Mitch Garver, the batter. 1 strike. And now a ball for Reininger. Garver, Kepler, and Field here in the 3rd inning. More injury woes for the Brewers. Ryan Braun, tightness in the right side of his rib cage, or Sanford Health injury report. Hopes to not go on the disabled list. But those rib cage injuries can be long-term things. Swung on and missed, and Garber's gone on strikes, 1 away.
Reppinger coming in, picking up 2 straight strikeouts. Breaking ball right there.
Reininger strikes out Garver, and now Kepler. He's picked up 2 strikeouts already.
Breaking ball, good location.
Kepler struck out leading off the 2nd inning, but the Twins took advantage of 2 errors, 2 walks, and 2 hits to add 5 more runs and knock out Francisco Liriano. Ball 1. And a strike. Probably not with an 8-2 ball game, but Kepler, with shifts like this, has threatened, tried to bunt.
Oh, you don't bunt now.
No. Check swing foul.
We've seen Max also let that ball get deeper into the strike zone and just slap it that way. Wants a fastball up and in.
And it is up and away. And now 3-2. Liriano ended up walking 3 men. 2 of them scored. Fouled back. One down here, bottom of the 3rd. Twins right now leading comfortably at 8-2. And a call, 3rd strike. Reininger clipping the corner. He's faced 3 men and struck them all out.
First one on a call, 3rd strike.
That'll bring up Johnny Field.
Reininger was pitching well down in Toledo. Good fastball, 96. Lower part of the strike zone.
How big was the successful challenge the Twins employed in the 2nd inning? My goodness. Johnny Field was called out despite a nice stretch by Adduci. The call was challenged and overturned, and instead of there being 2 outs, nobody on, There was one out, a man on, and the Twins went on to score 5 times in the inning.
That's huge.
One strike to Field.
Worth 5 runs.
Swung on and missed. Sano hit a home run later in the inning. And Field strikes out, and the Twins haven't done anything against Reininger. 4 batters faced, 4 strikeouts.
Down the right field line, about 23 feet up is where, well, at least for tonight, you can find a Hall of Famer, Jack Morris, doing some freelance work for Twins Radio tonight. Jack, this is quite a nice view you got going on.
You know, this is different. It gives me a whole different perspective. I got to see Max Kepler cover some ground there, catching the ball against the fence. Sano's home run. I got to see Forsythe's ball that was going to stay fair. So kind of a neat angle to sit down here. I've never been in this spot before.
And you got to leave your signature up here on the foul pole, and I'm sure that's special to you.
Gladden made me do that. He's over there. He signed that pole. He had Drew Halverson sign it, so I've got Taylor to sign it. And then I gave Taylor some stuff because you couldn't read it. So, yeah.
Well, another exciting night, which really has been a very, very exciting couple of months for you. The Hall of Fame induction. Last weekend, your number retired at Comerica Park in Detroit. And now this weekend, another special celebration for you here from the Twins. What does it mean to you to cap off an exciting couple of weeks with another ceremony here with the Twins?
You know, it's been fun. You know, so much love and respect. I don't even know how to put it in terms. Quite honestly, I'm getting a little tired of Jack Morris' show. But, you know, I'm not. With that being said, I'm very grateful for everything that's come my way. And I've got another couple busy weeks, and I'm just going to ride it out.
Well, the Jack Morris show has been a fun show to watch, I have to tell you. And it's been fun chatting with you. I'm going to let you go back to work. Keep your eye out for those fly balls. If you catch a home run, can I have it?
Yeah, you know, if it's Mauer, we've already got a plan. But anybody else, we'll give it to you.
Sounds good. All right, guys, we'll go back up to you in the booth.
Victor Martinez doesn't get many doubles anymore, but he dropped a pop fly double down the left field line to start the 4th inning, and now Mikey Matuk takes strike 1. Now, it looked like it was going to be a rough outing for Irvin Santana, who gave up a walk, a home run, and a double to the first 4 batters. But now the pop fly double by Martinez is the first base hit since the 1st inning. Now one line to left, heading back is Rosario, and it's gone. And just like that, the Tigers have cut it to 8-4. Matuk hitting his first of the year.
That was a quick swing right there by Matuk. Tigers last year, Matuk hit 12 home runs in 109 ball games, but he really came out of spring training struggling. But that high fastball right there, that quick bat, jumped off his bat for his first home run this season for the Tigers.
Replays brought to you by Dodge. 8-4, still nobody out, and now James McCann. He lined out to Kepler. Steve Little, bench coach for Ron Gardenhire, now pitch up. And what we've seen too now in the fourth inning is the velocity of the fastballs crept back down to 88, 89. There's a swing and a miss at 89. McCann was the guy who hit the ball hard to the gap in right center. Jack Morris referred to. Max Kepler made a nice running catch. Now driven to right and hit hard. And it's 8-5. McCann hitting his 7th of the year.
I don't see Santana working down in the zone at all. Everything has been belt high. Third home run hit by the Tigers, a club that doesn't hit a lot of home runs. Only 94 coming into this ball game. They've hit 3 so far here tonight. So back-to-back home runs again. Location. Look where that pitch is. And McCann taking it the other way for his 7th home run of the year.
Now Ronnie Rodriguez fouled out to Mauer his first time up. There's a strike. Hits are even at 5 apiece. Dribbled foul. Some guys not throwing, but starting to stretch a little bit down in the Twins bullpen. Two strikes to Rodriguez. And the first 3 batters here in the 4th inning all have extra base hits. Punch behind first. This is going to be a tough play. And a nice running catch by Johnny Field in right field. Xfinity getting us caught up with a lot of home run balls.
And a lot of extra home runs. Castellanos putting the Tigers up 2-0 in the first inning, and then the Twins come back in the bottom of the inning. There's Polanco's 3-run home run, and then the next inning in the second, Miguel Sano added a 2-run home run.
Big swing and a foul by Reyes. They each have hit home runs this inning against Irvin Santana. Check swing inside, 1-1. Tigers just 18-41 on the road. They could win the rest of their road games this year and still finish with a losing record away from Comerica Park, 2-1.
Yeah, only the Baltimore Orioles have less wins on the road, and the Twins are only 21-39 too. So 2 clubs that have struggled on the road.
Chopped towards Sano. Nice pickup. And he throws him out. Nice play by Miguel Sano, stabbing the second hop. Now we focus so much on his hitting, which is so much better than it was before his demotion. Also seen him make plays in the field that he might not have been able to make in the first half of the year.
Tell you what, as big as he is, he gets around that third base area very well.
Yesterday made a catch, a running catch and a foul pop, and hurtled over the railing into the Pittsburgh dugout. You can imagine what might have happened had he tried to do that before his demotion and weight loss. 1-0. And a strike. Candelario walked and scored in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Changeup. Mauer backhands it. Santana covers the bag and the inning ends. 6 men come to the plate. The first 3 score on a couple of home runs. Rich history and culture of the Ojibwa band at the Mille Lacs Indian Museum and Trading Post. The Mille Lacs Indian Museum's 2,200-piece Ayer Arts and Crafts collection is one of the richest tribal treasures in the country. Find travel inspiration at exploreminnesota.com. Share your favorites with #OnlyInMN. Urban Santana's in his last 2 starts has pitched 10 innings, all of them against the Tigers, and he's given up 5 home runs. Montook and McCann got him, and now Victor Alcantara will come in to pitch to the Twins in the 4th.
Alcantara has pitched outstanding out of that bullpen since being called up on July 20th in his 2nd stint with the Tigers, making his 13th relief appearance. Let's see, 14 2/3 innings, only 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. He's given up 11 hits.
Adrianza walked and scored his first time up. And strike 1.
Ryanger pitched great.
Yeah.
4 batters, 4 strikeouts.
One strike to Adrianza. And no ball. Mentioned 9 right-handed relievers for the Tigers. We don't think Drew Verhagen is available tonight. He pitched 2 innings last night. Start a 4-game series, you want to get more than an inning and 2/3 out of your starting pitcher. Popped up. Long run for Candelario, and he gets there, 1 away. And that'll bring up Mauer.
Alcantara with a good fastball, hard slider, changeup. September call-up last year, just 25 years old, out of the Dominican Republic.
Mauer with a double and a run scored in the 1st. A walk and a run scored in the 2nd. Ball at the knees.
Top 4 guys in the Twins lineup doing their job. Mauer scored a couple times. Forsythe scored a couple times. Polanco, of course, has the 3-run home run, and Sano with a 2-run home run.
Twins have 8 runs tonight, and Polanco's driven in 4 of them. Tap, foul, 2 strikes. Two strikes. The Twins first baseman. And fastball getting a swing and a miss.
Good movement on that fastball right there. Mauer, the strikeout victim.
Since Liriano left the game, 6 batters have faced the Tiger relievers. Only 1 ball has been put in play, and that was a foul ball.
Yeah, look at his sink on that 93-mile-an-hour, maybe 2-seamer.
There's Forsythe. He's driven in 2. He scored 2. He has 2 hits. And he's done a heck of a job playing second base for the Twins. Logan told me today he loves this ballpark generally. He's obviously hitting well here. Said he played in the Metrodome once. He came to the Metrodome with Gophers hosting a college tournament. He played in the Metrodome once. I said, what'd you think of that? He said, I liked it because there was snow on the roof. So he was able to play in reasonable comfort at the Metrodome.
He attended the University of Arkansas. #1 pick by the Padres back in 2008. 46th pick overall that year.
Two 2-0. And now a strike.
I've said it before, back when he was with the Rays, his best season was 2015 because he got to play every day. 153 games he played in 2015, hit .281, hit 17 home runs, and drove in 68. And that's why LA, I think he probably was a little frustrated because it's tough to be a part-time player when you've had success as an everyday player.
2-2. Remember the scenario at the time, the Dodgers were reportedly interested in Brian Dozier back then, and the return for the Twins wasn't what the Twins were hoping for, and the Dodgers ended up getting Logan Forsythe instead. Jose De Leon going to the Rays, and he had Tommy John surgery. This one driven to the right field corner and deep. Castellanos chasing it. It's another hit for Logan Forsythe, and he's got 3 tonight.
That landed right by Jack Morris, so he got a great view of that. Castellanos gave it a chase, realized he could not catch it. Trying to play the carom, and his second double of the ball game for Forsythe.
All 3 hits have gone to the right side of the field.
Yeah, well, look where the pitch is. Doesn't try to pull it, just takes it the other way. Got underneath that, right into the corner.
Thought we were going to have Jack Morris in a Jeffrey Meyer moment there, reaching over and interfering with a ball in play. A 2-out double for Forsythe, and now Polanco has got a chance to drive in yet another run. Inside, ball 1. Polanco was a right-handed batter, a 3-run home run and a sacrifice fly, a sinking line drive. Mikey Matuk made a nice play, charging in left field. Roller to the right side, right to Goodrum, and Polanco is retired. Forsythe left the board, and we head to the 5th with the Twins up 8-5. Fun night at the ballpark, particularly if you're a Twins fan, or Pepsi fans of the game. Twins leading 8-5. And Irvin Santana needs to get through this 5th inning at least if he wants to qualify for that elusive 150th win.
A big thing for Santana here tonight. Yeah, he's given up 3 home runs, 5 hits total, all extra base hits, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, 63 pitches, 44 strikes. So he's throwing the ball over the plate, just some of them right down the middle.
Drops a breaking ball over the outside corner. Odusi with some words with Manny Gonzalez. Odusi with 2 flies to left on the night. off the glove of Forsythe and into short center field, and Ducey will hold up with a single. So the Tigers get the leadoff man on again here in the 5th.
That looked like a changeup right there, but Ducey hitting it sharply. Forsythe giving it a good effort right here. You can see the little two-seamer. Forsythe ready, dives to his right, and ricochets off his glove.
Now Castellanos, who hit a home run into the bullpen in the 1st and eventually was walked in the 3rd. First pitch from Santana back then with 2 outs and the bases empty, went to the backstop, missing inside. There's a check swing and a strike.
Castellanos, one of those guys that Tigers are hoping to build around, having a solid year this year, followed up a year what he had last year.
High fly to center. Kepler back, and he'll play for the bounce. And the Tigers will get the tying run to the plate. Ducey held at 3rd. Castellanos crashes a double off the scoreboard in deep right center.
Castellanos last year hit 26 home runs, drove in 101 runs. So he's 2 for 2 off of Santana, and the 3rd double hit off of Santana.
Garver will come to the mound.
I just don't see Santana working the knees. He's usually down in the strike zone. Everything here tonight has just been pretty much belt high.
Garver, Garvin Alston, rest of the infielders come to the mound. Castellanos has 2 extra base hits against Santana, and the tying run coming to the plate in Nico Goodrum.
Hi, kids.
Here is Goodrum. Double, got as far as 3rd base in the 1st inning, and then he made a rare out against the Twins, popping up to Sano to end the 3rd inning. It's been a struggle for Santana. Tigers actually have out-hit the Twins so far, 7-6.
Yeah, Twins defense will play for the out right here. The infield back.
Missing outside, not by much, 2-0. Trevor May getting loose here with nobody out on the 5th. Oh. Santana walked the leadoff man in the 1st. He walked Castellanos with 2 outs in the 3rd.
Strike to ball ratio not bad, but again the location of most of the strikes. Goodrum, I'm sure, has the green light.
Bat cleanup. What he's done against the Twins, I think you're right.
Garver to go through a new set of signs.
Three and 0 to Goodrum. And a strike. 90-mile-per-hour fastball in a good spot on the outer edge.
And still too much height as far as, pretty much right down the heart of the plate.
And a walk will put Goodrum aboard. They're loaded up for Victor Martinez, and this might be the end of the road for Irvin Santana.
Yeah, here comes Paul Molitor. 3rd walk for Santana in a rough outing.
Trevor May is going to come into some pretty hot soup here. Bases loaded, nobody out, a 3-run lead. Victor Martinez will get out his iPad and look at Trevor May's arsenal and tendencies. And a very frustrated Irvin Santana comes off the mound with the Twins lead down to 3 and the Tigers threatening. That long ago when there were 2 really good hitting catchers in the American League. Joe Mauer was one and Victor Martinez was the other, and Martinez announced yesterday that he's going to retire after this year. We kind of suspected as much. Remember in Detroit last weekend he had the first pitch thrown by his son.
Yeah, I mentioned you know, that's probably his last season, and then he came out and said that it probably is. So yeah, 39 years old. We showed you the numbers. A heck of a career for Victor Martinez. Started back in 2002 with the Indians. Also played for the Red Sox. Now in his 7th season with the Tigers. And see if Trevor May could get him out right here, making just his 6th relief appearance. So far, so good for Trevor May. No walks, 7 strikeouts.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Martinez, Matuk, McCann, the next 3 batters. Martinez with a pop fly double leading off the 4th that led to a 3-run inning. Great plate discipline even to this day. Ball 1. Sometimes you'll hear people talk about deflecting the pressure of a 9th inning and saying sometimes, you know, the game can be won or lost in the 5th, 6th, or 7th inning. It's an inning like this is what they're talking about. Inside 2-0. The pressure, even though this is just the 5th inning, is immense on May. He has no margin for error.
Yeah, nobody likes to come in with no outs and bases loaded. It's probably a pitcher's nightmare out in that bullpen.
(2-0) now to Victor Martinez. Infield playing back. They love to get a ground ball hit at somebody and exchange 2 outs for a run.
See if he can pop it up right here. Fastball and misses. So May, who came in with no walks in 4 2/3 innings, falls behind a guy with a very good eye. So now you got to pepper him with fastballs, and hopefully he pops it up.
3-0 to Victor Martinez. And a strike. Still, despite his advanced age, one of the tougher guys to strike out in the American League, and it's a 3-1 count.
He struck out only 38 times in 371 at-bats.
And he missed outside. It's a bases loaded walk. Ducey walks in from third base, and it's 8-6.
Martinez credited with a run batted in, his 40th of the year.
Matuk hit a screaming home run to left field his last time up.
And that run that scored is charged to Santana. He's coming off of Santana with a runner at second base. Got a high fastball. And hit that line drive, 2-run home run, his first this year for the Tigers.
Outside the ball. Six pitches, just one strike so far from Trevor May. And a strike. Only Andrelton Simmons of the Angels and Michael Brantley of the Indians are tougher to strike out in the American League than Victor Martinez. And now Mikey Matuk. Half swing.
Yes, he did.
And it's 1-2.
Good curveball right there by May.
And Matuk strikes out about once every 3.5 at bats.
Back to the curveball. And a miss down and away.
2-2. In the inning, a single, a double, a pair of walks. And still nobody out. Two and two from May. And now 3-2 to him with a neck high fastball.
Tried to overthrow that fastball right there.
Twins had scored 8 unanswered runs to have an 8-2 lead, but now the Tigers on a run scoring run of their own. High fastball got him. Matuk strikes out, one away. And now McCann.
Well, May went with a fastball. And Matuk swung through it.
The ball was by him. So one down. And now McCann, who lined out to Kepler in the second, and then he hit one a little bit further for a home run. So he's made solid contact twice already tonight. Breaking ball off the plate. McCann has grounded into 9 double plays in 325 at bats.
And he'll strike out about once every 4 at bats.
They came back to strike out Matuk. Still a lot of work to do here in the 5th. On the outside corner, big pitch.
Little slider right there.
One and one to McCann. Chase with a high fastball. One and two. A step off. Right hitting Ronnie Rodriguez behind McCann in the batting order. This is a big man to get if May can get him.
Well, May's always been a strikeout pitcher in the minor leagues and in the big leagues.
Nice block by Garver. Talked with Mitch today about his increased ability to block pitches like that. He says it's a matter of confidence. Just getting more time on the field. Take a look at this curveball. It bounced in front of the plate. And he deadened it beautifully. Lee Wilson does that expertly as well.
And Jeff Smith right there. Spent a lot of time with Garver.
2-2 to McCann. Breaking ball taken for ball 3.
How does he lay off of that? That's a pretty good breaking ball. Found himself same situation he was with Matuk. As he go with that high fastball. Pretty good breaking ball right here.
Full count to McCann. Matuk struck out on a letter high 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and there was Rodriguez in the on-deck circle. And he missed another bases loaded walk, and it's a one-run game. Castellanos comes in, and it's 8-7. 2 hits, 3 walks. And Garver will use another mound visit here. Rodriguez is 0 for 2, hitting under 200, and he's in the lineup in place of Jose Iglesias at short. Tigers with 3 in the 4th against Santana. 2 more charged to Santana here in the 5th. Still only 1 out. You got Rodriguez hitting 191 with no power. Victor Reyes hitting 220 with no power.
Rodriguez pretty free swinger too.
Fastball, strike 1.
Rodriguez, 26 years old, of Dominican Republic, signed by the Indians in his first season. This year, got called up on May 31st.
Very high.
AAA Toledo, Rodriguez in 63 ball games hit .338. 9 home runs in AAA this year.
19 pitches for May, only 7 strikes. Reaching back and firing it as hard as he can. 94, 95 mile per hour. And he's ahead of Rodriguez 1-2.
A little tardy on that fastball too. I was expecting another fastball right here. Rodriguez right on top of the plate.
And he went upstairs. 2 down.
After that swing on the second strike, you notice that he was just a little late on that fastball at 94, 95. So don't let that bat speed up by changing speeds. Go after him, and he did. So a big second out on that high fastball.
And now Reyes, who has struck out and bounced out. And he tried to finish up this big time mess in the 5th inning, keeping the Twins in front. Fastball again, strike 1.
I mentioned Reyes, a Rule 5 pickup from the Diamondbacks. He played Double-A last year, so he's making quite a jump. Getting a chance here for Ron Gardenhire and the Tigers.
The fastball. After the walk to McCann, I think it's been all fastballs from Trevor May.
There's not been a ball put in play yet with May on the mound. A couple strikeouts, a couple walks.
And now 1-1 to the number 9 batter.
Good changeup there.
Two starters pitched a combined 5 2/3 innings in tonight's game. 1-2 to Reyes. Another nice block by Garver on a breaking ball. That too might have landed in front of the plate. You're always talking about a breaking ball in the dirt, but on the other side, the catcher side of home plate, right?
Oh, you have to have confidence that if you're going to throw that hard breaking ball, that man's going to stop it, and he has so far. That being Garver.
Doesn't want it to go 3-2 with the bases loaded. 2-2 to Reyes.
He's got to trust his fastball right here.
And May fields and flips. The Tigers answer with 2 more, but they leave 3 on, and the Twins still have a 1-run lead. Just generally, Aretha Franklin passed away. Had been dealing with pancreatic cancer, and she passed away at the age of 76. And a great Tiger fan, a Detroit native. She passed away today. The Queen of Soul. Ordinarily come into the ballpark, and on satellite radio I listen to MLB radio, but I was listening to Soul Town today on the way in and hearing all of Aretha's, not all of them of course, but they were playing steady diet of Aretha Franklin hits, and then the Tiger game notes, all the headlines, all the sections were headlined by Aretha Franklin songs. Respect for Victor Martinez, You Send Me, Rock Steady, Since You've Been Gone.
She was great. She will be missed.
Here's Miguel Sano to lead off the bottom of the 5th. A line out to center and a home run. Twins have done nothing against the Tiger bullpen, save for Forsythe's opposite field double.
Yeah, here we are on August 16th. Also, Elvis Presley passed away on this day back in 1977. And I was also told Babe Ruth passed away on this day. That's out of the ballpark.
Almost. I've never seen a ball hit there before.
I can guarantee you those people sitting up there saying, yeah, we'll never get a ball up here. Sano just supplied one.
1-1 from Alcantara to Sano. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Austin on deck. Another breaking ball. 90 miles per hour gets Sano to swing and miss. One down. That'll bring up Austin, who walked and struck out.
Alcantara picking up his second strikeout in relief.
Got 3 in the first, 5 in the second, knocking out Francisco Liriano. That's an upper 80s, 90 mile per hour breaking ball, tap foul. When you're on the same leaderboard as Giancarlo Stanton, Daniel Palka, Cruz, and Sanchez, you're doing something right. That generates an awful lot of bat speed.
That's that 2-run home run he hit in Detroit. The first as a Twin. The other one's with the Yankees.
One wicked breaking ball after another. And it's quickly 0-2 to Austin. To Austin. 1-2.
Yeah, a young man from the Dominican Republic, originally signed by the Angels. He came over to Detroit a couple years ago in the Cameron Maybin trade in November. Had a little cup of coffee last year, made 6 relief appearances. And a second stint with the Tigers.
And another cutter, slider, whatever that is. It's pretty much a wipeout pitch to a right-handed batter. 2 down. Tomorrow on Fox, the Big 3 playoffs are live from Dallas. Catch Baron Davis, Nate Robinson, and other NBA stars as they hit the hardwood with a trip to the championship on the line. It all begins at 7 p.m. on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. And don't miss the Big 3 championship Friday, August 24th. You were not in Chicago when we were there most recently, but they were not only playing in Chicago, but they were staying at our team hotel, and I got to meet Dr. J, Julius Erving. He's one of the coaches on that roster or in that league.
Isn't it amazing how big those gentlemen are?
1-0.
I stood next to Bill Walton many years ago. Unbelievable.
1-0. Interviewed Artis Gilmore once. I think he was 7'3", something like that. Chopped wide of third. And when you're, I'm 6'2", my arm got tired holding the microphone up that high.
I had lunch with Mark Eaton, who was, I think, about 7'3" in Chicago one time, and when he sat down, he couldn't get his legs underneath the table. Just a regular table. He had to sit back. And when he walked out of the elevator, people were like, oh my goodness.
1-1 to Mitch Garver. Off the plate. You look at what Alcantara throws, and it reminds me a little bit of Al Albuquerque. A very hard slider.
Slider.
Yeah. It's kind of what we've seen from Alcantara. fastball, about 5 ticks higher than the slider.
What we've seen from that fastball, I mean, a good sink, the one that he struck Joe Mauer on, that ball was nasty, down and away. Tigers might have a keeper here if he stays healthy.
Two and two. Big pop-up coming in is Rodriguez. Now 1, 2, 3, 5th inning for Alcantara. Come to the ballpark, get to see the best baseball players in the world, and you might head home with a souvenir. To FoxSportsNorth.com. Submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during our broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day.
Well, Trevor May going back out there. One ball was put into play in the 5 batters he faced. He finally got Reyes to hit a ground ball to him to end that 5th inning.
He got the 3 outs, inherited 3 runners, 2 of them scored, but he threw 26 pitches and now is asked to get some outs here in the 6th. Candelario will lead things off. 0 for 2 with a walk. And it's just got to be I know he threw 26 pitches, but he's got to feel like it's been a whole new fresh start for him to be able to pitch without the bases loaded. Every pitch he threw in the 5th inning was with the bases loaded.
That's called under duress.
1-1.
I think they'd like to get one more this inning right here out of Trevor May. Keep it at an 8-7 ball game.
Tapped weakly to the right side. Mauer to the bag. 1 away.
Good changeup right there.
And that'll bring up Aducey. Twins knocked out Francisco Liriano in the 2nd inning. Turns out that their starter, Irvin Santana, only got 7 more outs. Zach McAllister getting loose. Former Cleveland Indian, now pitching for the Tigers. Aducey singled off the glove of Forsythe to start that awful 5th inning. Castellanos doubled off the scoreboard. 3 walks followed, and the Tigers got to within a run. Over the inside corner.
Yeah, Ducey, 33 years old, came up with the Rangers back in 2013. Made actually his major league debut against the Twins back in September 1st that year with the Rangers here in Minnesota. Ended up going 1 for 2 off of Kevin Correa. Kevin Correa.
Yes. Yep.
Twins won the ball game 4-2. 13 minor league seasons. It's a long time to spend in the minor leagues.
Check swing. No swing, says third base umpire John Lipka.
Miguel Cabrera out for the season. Ducey getting some at-bats.
Castellanos sitting on the rail by the Twins, or by the Tigers dugout. 2-2. And another full count.
And 34 pitches, only 16 strikes.
Foul back. May's got the arsenal of pitches out there to imagine him someday getting a chance to close games this year. They needed some big outs, and for the most part, May got them in the 5th inning, got the Twins off the field with the lead. But he's got some swing and miss pitches, which is what you want in a closer. On the ground, hit right to the shortstop. And Polanco barely gets a Ducey, 2 down. Tomorrow you can join your friends in the Rose Garden at Target Field. Cheer on the Twins and Eddie Rosario as they take on the Detroit Tigers. Purchase your tickets through the special ticket package and get a Rosie's Rose Garden t-shirt with your ticket. Visit twinsbaseball.com/Rose Garden. Get yours today.
I'll tell you what, even though it's a lost season, you saw Ducey hustle down that line. That was a bang play right there. That's what Ron Gardenhire, Paul Molitor, that's what they want to see out of their players.
And here's Castellanos with the bases empty. Significant because he has another multi-hit game going here. And tonight, both hits have been extra base hits. 2-run homer in the 1st, and then a double off the scoreboard in right center in the 5th. One and 0. 2-0.
Castellanos now with 40 multi-hit games this year.
Moya getting loose. There's a strike 2 and 1.
Francisco Lindor leads the American League coming into today's play with 48 multi-hit games. Eddie Rosario has 43. He has not had a lot of protection around him either, Castellanos, this year with Cabrera gone.
Swing and a miss. Goodrum on deck. May trying to complete a clean 6th inning. Three and 2. Just about every plate appearance that May has had has come to a full count. 5 times he's had a full count in 8 plate appearances. Breaking ball, tap to short. Polanco to Bauer. And it's a 1-2-3, top of the 6th for Trevor May. the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. By Grant Casino, the best stories start here. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. And appropriately enough, the Kiss Cam between innings here featured Natural Woman by Aretha Franklin. Twins with a 1-run lead, 8-7. Will be the bottom third of the Twins lineup against a familiar name, face, physique, and fastball. Zach McAllister.
And McAllister making his 3rd relief appearance for the Tigers. Of course, saw him with the Cleveland Indians.
It'll be Kepler, Field, and Adrianza. Twins would really love to build the lead back up again. It's been trimmed back to 1. Kepler takes inside a ball.
And McAllister let go by the Indians and then signed with the Tigers. Back on the 10th of August. Hard throwing right-hander. When he's on, he's got a good curveball.
Swung on and missed. Speed pitch has been one that McAllister's had a tough time commanding.
He made 68 starts for the Indians, 277 relief appearances, 29 major league wins, 35 losses.
Drilled to right field. Kepler catches up with the mid-90s fastball for a sharp single. The leadoff man is on here in the 6th.
Max picking up his first hit.
Because the Tigers have no left-handed relievers, Paul Molitor can make changes now, knowing that there's no left-hander who might come in to counter a pinch hitting move. So it will be Eddie Rosario pinch hitting, even though we're just in the 6th inning, and he'll of course get another plate appearance as well. Field had gone 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored. Twins have the option of doing that with Adrianza too, but then you take your utility player out of the game, and then if something happens, injury or otherwise, you're really limited. So we would expect Adrianza would stay in the game. Cave and Wilson are the remaining bench players.
Well, Twins would like to put a couple runs back on that board. They had that 8-2 lead, but the Tigers have come back with 5, 3 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th.
Rosario, because he's in the lineup almost every day, has just 1 pinch hitting appearance. 0 for 1. One and 1. Now, I know he's got Jack Morris's attention. Jack was kind of leaning back, relaxed down the right field line by the foul pole. And now he's paying attention to this at bat, because Rosario is quite capable of
knocking him off his seat.
Right down the right field line. That's to the left center field gap. And it's caught on the run by Reyes. So a fairly well hit ball to the gap in left center for the first out. That'll bring up Adrianza.
Yeah, Reyes and his speed just caught up to that. That ball had some hang time, but Reyes very quick of foot. It's a nice running catch as he looks at the cheat sheet. Where do we play Adrianza?
Talking with Paul Molitor about that, how things have changed from when he played. You know, he was one of the most observant base runners in the game. And of course, if you're Kepler now, you're looking over to see where the outfielders are playing. But nowadays, with the way teams shift pitch to pitch, I mean, you've got to check, double check where the fielders are playing after every pitch. And that was called a strike.
So I think Adrianza backed off.
Quick look at it here.
25-mile-an-hour two-seamer.
Drive to right field. Hit fairly deep. Castellanos going back. Gone! A home run! Adrianza goes deep. And the Twins get 2 more here in the 6th.
And another 2-run home run in this ball game. Adrianza's 5th home run is all of them have come from the left side of the plate. So there's a little added runs that they needed to get back. After the Tigers got within 1, Adrianza now makes it a 3-run lead for the Twins.
Had 6 home runs hit in this game already.
In and out into the flower bed. Good luck finding that, baby.
So now it's 10-7, and here's Mauer with 1 out. Shaving the outside corner. Just off that very same corner, 1-1. DQ combination, you mentioned it before, from a couple guys in the lineup, done really well. Mauer with a double and a walk. Forsythe with 3 hits, 4 runs. And a base hit for Mauer, his 2nd hit of the ball game. This is what the Indians saw from McAllister. Really struggling commanding a secondary or tertiary pitch, and so the fastball, as hard as he throws it, it's pretty straight.
Yeah, that's the key. He's got to throw that two-seamer, get some sink on it, and create a better angle toward home plate. That ball was pretty much right down the heart of the plate. Joe took advantage of it, his 2nd hit, and a 9th hit for the Twins.
47 at bats for Logan Forsythe as a Twin, 20 hits. I mean, you saw his season average there. He was hitting .207 for the Dodgers, and his overall average now is .250. And this is a good matchup too, because the Tigers, of course, have Goodrum and Rodriguez bunched together for a possible double play. But we've seen Forsythe absolutely wear out that hole between the 1st and 2nd baseman. So even though he's hit the ball that way 3 times, outside now 2-1. Tigers are bunching the middle infielders together in the event they get a ground ball that they can turn 2 with.
There's that hole right there.
Forsythe's first base hit went right between the 1st and 2nd baseman.
First 3 pitches have been away.
Now foul 2-2. Into center field, a 4-hit night for Logan Forsythe. 1st and 2nd, and McAllister's faced 5 men and given them 4 hits.
Well, that curveball right there just kind of hung, and another good at bat by Forsythe, picking this ball right back up the middle. See, that kind of stayed up. Logan did a good job. Right back up the middle. McAllister at 6'6" had to duck.
Polanco's had quite a night already with 4 runs batted in. Made the final out of the 4th inning, leaving Forsythe at 2nd base. But now 2 men are out there with only 1 out. Oh my, he tried to hit another 3-run home run.
This one from the left side of the plate.
homered from each side of the plate last year in the ball game. Of course, Polanco was not on the field at all. Sano was, but not in great shape. You get a game like tonight and you realize what the Twins missed in the first half. Sano wasn't nearly as productive before his demotion as he's been since. Polanco had the 80-game suspension. And you thought at the time when the news came down that he was going to miss the first half of the season. Well, this Twins lineup is deep enough they'll be able to survive without him. But then Sano struggled, Buxton struggled and was hurt. Dozier got off to a slow start. And particularly from the right side, the Twins were vulnerable to a lot of left-handed pitching. And now 3-1 with Sano on deck.
Now as a pitcher, you have to come in with a dangerous pitch right here.
Polanco will be sitting on a fastball, one would think. That's off the end of the bat, softly into right center. A diving attempt, but no catch for Reyes. Bauer will be held at third, and Polanco, with a soft single to center, fills the bases.
That looked like it's right off the end of the bat. Reyes gave a good effort right there, just came up a bit short. Castellanos backing the play up. Well, right off the end of the bat, Reyes diving for it, just comes up a bit short. It gets by him, but the right fielder there backing up the play. So the Twins have the bases loaded.
This will be an interesting plate appearance. Sano with the bases loaded, the Tigers will expend a mound visit. Sano at times has been over eager at the plate, and we'll see what he gets and what he does with it here in the second inning. Got a fastball away and clobbered it over the fence.
They got that from Liriano and hit a home run, his 10th of the year, a 2-run home run in the 5-run second inning for the Twins.
Now Ron Gardenhire is going to come out here, and this will be. I didn't see anybody warming up.
I don't see anybody out there.
Well, Wilson has been warming up out there.
Alex Wilson. Yep, going to bring in Alex Wilson.
And so McAllister really struggles, faced 6 men, only got 1 out, 5 hits so far, 2 runs. And the Tigers feel they're back in the ball game, and they're going to bring Wilson in to try to keep them in the ball game against Sano. against Wilson, who's been really good for the Detroit Tigers, and they think the game, as May was brought in to try to get some big outs in the fifth. The Tigers, from their perspective, they need to get out of this with the bases loaded and only one out.
Yeah, Wilson making his 44th relief appearance. Very tough on right-handed hitters this year. Right-handed hitters are hitting only 192 off of them. Left-handers hitting 278. Opponents 228 overall.
Sano struck out in the fifth, getting a steady diet of breaking balls from Alcantara. And now he'll face Wilson with the bases loaded.
Wilson with a sinking fastball, hard slider, curveball.
And there's a pitch low in the dirt.
Slider missed low. Wilson in his 4th season with the Tigers. Came up to the big leagues with the Boston Red Sox in 2013.
We're in a similar spot in the 6th inning. Victor Martinez took a bases loaded walk. We'll see whether Sano swings at any strikes he might get. They're 2-0.
Back-to-back sliders. Wilson has allowed 6 home runs. 43 relief appearances. Sano's never had a grand slam at this level.
With the 2-0 count, Goodrum moved to the right side of the second base bag from our vantage point. So 2 infielders on each side of the infield. 3-0.
That's a good take right there, and that's what we've seen from Sano. A lot of times in these situations early on, even last year, he'd swing at that little slider away.
You didn't have to throw him a strike.
He's more patient now.
3-0 to Sano. A 4-pitch walk, and we'll talk about the at-bats. Let's talk about that plate appearance, because Sano showed some patience. I don't think he very commonly showed. He did exactly what Victor Martinez did when the Tigers mounted their comeback in the 5th. Took a bases loaded walk and got a run batted in.
His 3rd of the ball game. So really all 4 pitches weren't really close. You can see lower part of the strike zone.
And now it's Austin's turn. The lead is back to 4.
Another crooked number put up by the Twins.
And ball 1 to Austin.
That's all there is on the scoreboard, crooked numbers.
6 is a nice rounded number. Breaking ball and a swing and a miss.
That slider.
Three runs charged to McAllister, and he's still responsible for Forsythe and Polanco. Count is 1-2 to Austin.
Another slider.
Dug out by McCann.
Nice stop right there by McCann.
8 pitches, 2 strikes for Wilson. Fly ball right field. Retreating is Castellanos. And on the edge of the track, he makes the catch. Sano will try to advance to second. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And a sacrifice fly for Tyler Austin.
Austin driving his third run in a Twins uniform. We hit that ball deep enough. Forsythe tags up. Polanco tagging up, of course, from second, and even Miguel Sano hustling into second base.
And now Garver, the number 9 batter, or the 9th batter this inning, I should say. Twins have a 3-run inning, a 5-run inning, and a 4-run inning. And 2 out there in scoring position for the Twins catcher. 0 for 3 in the ball game tonight. He takes a breaking ball, strike 1.
Ninth man to bat this inning.
Doink to right, a base hit. Sano comes around. He'll score the second run on the single by Garver, and the Twins have busted it wide open. Garver, as he's done so well, pushes a base hit through the right side of the infield, and it's 14-7.
Garver with his first hit, driving in his 27th and 28th run. Inside out swing. And with 2 outs, Sano taking off. And he scores. Sliding and tagging the plate with that left hand.
Kepler started this inning with a sharp single to right. Whistle, foul into the net. 5 runs charged to Zach McAllister. He only pitched a third of an inning. And Wilson, who walked Sano, charged with 1 run.
Must be a full moon tonight, because I was looking at the scoreboard. The Mets beat the Phillies 24-4. My goodness, a lot of runs scored.
Now outside, 1-1. All right, let's adjust the update here. A 3-run inning, a 5-run inning, and now not so much a crooked number, but a nice round 6. Missing down and away. McCann wanted it, and it's 2-1. Twins have scored in 3 innings. The Tigers have scored in 3 innings. 2-1 to Kepler. There's a strike, 2-2. And now a full count.
There have been a lot of full counts here tonight.
Yes, there have. Full count, and with 2 down, Garver will take off. Tap, foul. No one's going to advocate bases loaded walks, but when Trevor May came in the 5th inning, bases loaded, nobody out, he did give up a crushing bases clearing double, and he got out of the inning with the Twins in front, picked up a couple of strikeouts, and then had a ho-hum 1-2-3 6th inning.
He ended up throwing 42 pitches, 21 strikes, and 2 shutout innings, but the 2 walks were charged to Santana. But remember, he came in bases loaded, nobody out.
Got the sense that if the Tigers had gotten a big hit there to take the lead, they were ready to move on from there, but that didn't happen. So give May some credit for what he did in the 5th and the 6th inning. Flip foul into the seats.
Yeah, there have been 13 full counts here tonight. 6 by Detroit, 7 by the Twins.
Which helps explain why this game's about 2 hours and 40 minutes old. And we haven't finished the 6th inning.
21 runs on 19 hits.
Through the pitcher and through the shortstop. Wilson tried to squat down and knock it down. He couldn't. And then Rodriguez didn't. And it should be Rodriguez's 2nd error of the night. And Rosario, we talked earlier about getting a 2nd at bat when he entered as a pinch hitter earlier this inning. He'll have his 2nd at bat this inning.
Right up the middle, Wilson leaping to get out of the way, and right through the wickets. Right there, and Garver scoots over to 3rd.
Rosario sent one to the gap in left center field. It was hauled in by Reyes. Very often somebody enters the game as a pinch hitter and they have 2 plate appearances before they go out in the field. Inside ball 1.
Yeah, you know, with all the shifts that go on, that was Candelario that let that ball go through his legs. He was playing over.
That was the 3rd baseman. Well, my apologies then to
Right.
Rodriguez. The error goes to the 3rd baseman.
Yeah.
3rd error for the Tigers. And a strike on the outside corner.
It's tough when your 3rd baseman's playing where normally the shortstop or 2nd baseman plays, and the shortstop,
It's tough to keep score.
Yes, it is.
That was a very fieldable ground ball. It's chipped down the left field line into the seats.
Rosario made the 1st out earlier this inning. He doesn't want to make the 2nd. Well, excuse me, the 3rd.
6 runs in for the Twins. This has not been a very good outing for Wilson either. Should be out of the inning and off the field, but the bases loaded walk to Sano, and then Garver slapping a 2-run single, a sacrifice fly. Trevor May did a much better job in his bases loaded situation in the 5th. And right field, another run will score. Garver comes in, Kepler to 3rd. 15-7.
You see, Rosario did not want to make the 3rd out. He already made the 1st, so he picks up an RBI single. He pinched hit earlier this inning. Rick Anderson out. Talk to Wilson. So the inning continues. 7 runs put on by the Twins here in the bottom of the 6th.
But something went kaflooey for the Tigers long before this inning. I mean, the Twins have 15 runs on only 13 hits. Liriano's walks cost them. The errors have cost them.
Yeah, they've had 3 errors. They've had 4 walks. Liriano walked 3. Wilson walked 1.
Adrianza teed off and hit a big 2-run home run earlier this inning. Tapped foul. Bauer with a nice catch. And now you got Wilson with 25 pitches. And this is what we were talking about before. Twins fans have seen it on the other side too. You get a really short start and you just wipe out your bullpen for the next couple of days. Tapped foul again. The Twins will be just fine not seeing Alcantara for a while. Now Wilson's pitch count is up to the point where he's probably not available tomorrow either. 0-2. And I'm sure Manny Gonzalez would love to call strike 3 to end this inning, but that pitch was 6 inches inside. Two and two. So far, Twins have scored 15 runs. They've left one man on. One. That was Forsythe, who doubled with 2 outs in the 4th. And now 3 and 2, and Rosario will take off early from first.
I guess we're tied now, 7-7. Both clubs have 3-2 counts. 14 total 3-2 counts in this ball game. 7 by the Tigers, 7 by the Twins.
This is down the line. It's a foul ball.
Ah, nice catch.
Nice catch, young man.
Addison Reed. Looks like he'll get the top of the 7th.
Another 3-2. And another foul ball. Well, what would we call this? When you've scored 15 runs, you've only left one man on base. That's good.
Take advantage of the guys that are on base.
Good situational hitting, or what would be the appropriate term?
I guess exactly what you said.
Another 3-2 coming with Coleman ready to pitch next for the Tigers. And it might be after this batter if Wilson doesn't get Adrianza, his 32nd pitch. Sharp ground ball. Goodrum picks it up. And finally it ends for Detroit. But they tee off on the Tiger bullpen and add 7 more in the 6th.
Tigers took an early 2-0 lead. Castellanos with a home run, but the Twins came back and made it a 3-2 ball game. Montook with a home run. Adrianza, we saw him in the 7-run 6th inning we just witnessed with a 2-run home run. Total of 6 home runs in this ball game. The Twins opened up the ball game with that 7-run 6th inning.
And Addison Reed will pitch for the Twins after 2 innings contributed by Trevor May.
Addison Reed making his 45th relief appearance. 13 walks, 3 intentional, 38 strikeouts. Fastball slider. He's given up 50 hits in 43 2/3 innings. He spent some time on a disabled list. Right triceps soreness. Really been used kind of sparingly. Rosario in the ball game, takes over for Field in right field when he pinch hit for him.
And strike one to Nico Goodrum. Did you say something about there being a full moon tonight? I don't think there is, but just with some weird stuff.
Some of the scores that I see on the scoreboard. You know, the 24-4. The win in Philly, and then a 9-6 Philly over in game 2, I guess.
Yeah.
An 8-6 ball game, and then you have the 1-0.
Yeah, Cubs went over the Pirates.
Yeah.
In the Texas game over the Angels, the Rangers did something that hasn't been done in the big leagues in 106 years. They got a triple play without retiring the batter.
Wow.
We're going to get video of it. It is a really peculiar play. I've never even heard of that. But obviously the bases were loaded, and they got a triple play without retiring the batter. There's a fly to right. Goodrum chasing Rosario back. He has done it again. His 5th home run this year against the Twins. He just reached out and flicked his bat and lifted it over the big wall in right field.
Home run number 13 on the year.
He doubled in the first, and he just laid the barrel of the bat on the ball, and out it went.
Well, look at the follow through right there by Goodrum. Ball had some hang time and distance.
7th home run hit here tonight.
See, 9th home run that Reed has allowed out of that bullpen.
Victor Martinez is done for the night.
Mike Gerber, I believe.
Yep. Swinging a foul. That's to left. And it's caught by Adrianza. One away. Target Field's become a top choice for families in Twins territory, celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, family celebrations of all kinds. You can schedule your special event in a fully catered Target Field hospitality space available for groups of 16 to 250 plus. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS. One down, one in, and here's Montook.
So there had to be a wild pitch in that Texas game.
Nope.
Something?
Nope.
Wild pitch?
Nope. Not going to give you any idea how it happened. I saw it between innings. There's a ball drilled to center, and Kepler makes the catch out number 2.
Montook hit that ball hard. Let's take
all right, here it is.
What happened?
Angels had filled the bases. Jurickson Profar at third base.
Fletcher pulls one and gloved by Profar. They're saying he's safe. That's going to turn to double play.
He touched third for the force.
That's going to be a triple play, guys.
Tagged the runner who went off third base. Then they work it around, and the runner who was at first base was tagged. They tagged the runner. They had already forced the runner at second base. So The bases were loaded and they got a triple play without retiring the batter.
How about that? So bases loaded. The third baseman got the hop. He tagged Simmons out at third.
Stepped on the bag first, and then the runner came off the bag and was tagged out. And then they threw to second to get the force play.
Can we see it again?
We could do anything.
Let's see it again. We got time, right?
Such talented people in the truck.
So is that a line drive? You catch it on the ground?
So there's a force play at third, and then the runner came off the bag, 2 outs, and then there's a force play at second. The tag at the end was irrelevant. They actually got a quadruple play, or got 4 outs. It's one of those where the fielders, they're just playing catch, and they don't know how many outs they've got.
Touch everybody.
1 and 2.
How about that?
Hadn't been done in the big league since 1912. And we don't have the video of that. Missing the inside corner, 2 and 2. So I'm just thinking now from the hitter, you hit into a triple play, but you've reached first on a fielder's choice. How would you score that? Fielder's choices. Three and 2 to McCann. Pulled to third. Sano sets and fires in a good inning for Reed after the Goodrum home run, but he's been hitting home runs against every Twins pitcher. Sano has shown so much improvement. He's looking very much like the Sano of the first half last year.
The 2-run home run. Then he drew the walk on 4 pitches. Good takes from Wilson. And then right here, remember, Castellanos kind of backpedaling. And Sano at first base hustled into second base. And then Garver's base hit to right. Well, Sano ended up scoring where he probably would have had to go to third if he'd stayed at first. So Sano having a very good night, not only offensively, but running the base as well.
And Byron Buxton went 2 for 5 in Rochester in his second game since coming off the disabled list. So might not be long before both of them are hitting in the middle of the Twins lineup again. Here is Mauer leading off the Twins, 7th inning.
Joe Jimenez coming into the ball game, making his 55th relief appearance.
You wonder if Jimenez gets the 7th inning here, whether Tigers might not have a position player pitch the 8th. It's a 7-run ball game, but Tigers have had to rely on relief innings for everything here tonight, except for the inning and 2/3 that Francisco Liriano gave them. 1-1.
Jimenez in his second season with the Tigers, seen 2 good fastballs, upper 90s, 57 strikeouts in 50 and a third innings. Only 15 walks and 3 of those intentional.
You would think sometime soon, maybe as soon as next year, this guy will be the Tiger closer. They don't want to tinker with the success he's had now. Opponent batting average 216. Only giving up 4 home runs. Throwing it over the plate. Everything is looking really, really promising for Jimenez to have a big impact on the Tiger bullpen. Bauer to left. Took back, and he makes the catch on the edge of the warning track. 1 away. Bring up Forsythe. If you're looking for a convenient ticket package that fits the demands of your busy schedule, the Flex Plan gives you a bank of 20 tickets to use during the season any way you choose. You can go to 10 games with a friend, 20 by yourself, or 1 with 19 friends. The Flex Plan gives you the flexibility to choose only the games you wish to attend, all the way up until the first pitch. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com/flex. Here's Forsythe. He's already got 4 hits tonight. Hitting .438 as a Twin. And again, average at .253, but when the Twins got him, he was hitting .207 for the Dodgers. So in just a little over 2 weeks, oh my goodness, a 5-hit game for Logan Forsythe, and he hasn't pulled a one of them. They've gone up the middle once and to right field 4 times.
Yeah, career high 5-hit night for Forsythe. See him tonight, he picked up an RBI right there. And the double that scored a couple runs. Another double down into that right field corner. Base hit up the middle off of McAllister. And then Jimenez taking the ball the other way.
And I think for no reason other than to give Forsythe a nice moment, Paul Molitor took him out of the game, and he got a nice standing ovation with Cave replacing him at first base. And Logan Forsythe has officially been welcomed to the Minnesota Twins. What a night. Cave will probably take over in left field, and Adrianza will move to second base. That's my guess. And now to the backstop, and it rolls right back to McCann.
That's the thing. I always wondered, you know, if I was pitching here, I'd try to work on that pitch with a runner at third. You could throw it in the dirt and hit that limestone behind the plate, go right, deflect right back to the catcher. Forsythe getting congratulated in the dugout.
Popped up short left. Rodriguez with the catch, 2 down. And that'll bring up Sano with a man aboard. It was just a walk. It was a 4-pitch walk, and as you saw, none of the pitches were on the edge of the strike zone. But what we saw from Sano so many times in a big spot with a lot of men on base, an over eagerness to hit a double or a home run. And here he just took his walk, got a free run batted in, and now inside a ball. Paul Molitor, in talking of what he's seen from Sano, said that today, every once in a while, Sano will get beaten by a fastball, meaning that he'll make contact with it, but on the inner half of the bat, not the barrel of the bat. But he's learned to become okay with that. That the ultimate payoff might be on a breaking pitch a little bit later on, or on a fastball that he does catch up to. And instead of trying to pull every fastball that's hit, he's become much more patient and has let the ball travel, and we saw that on his home run. On the outside corner.
Even that pitch right there, you know, before he was ready to swing at anything. He had Eddie Rosario's mind made up that he was going to swing. Good take right there.
2-1. And he took a fastball for strike 2.
Good fastball at that, 97.
Paul went on to say that he thinks Sano's doing a much better job of recognizing spin, meaning if the ball is going to be a breaking ball, recognizing it and not committing to it. Roll to the right side, and he gets a base hit. Jimenez threw him a breaking pitch, and Sano just pushed it through the right side of the infield.
You know, Tom Kelly always said it took maybe 1,000 to 1,500 at bats to see what you have, and Sano has about 1,400 at bats, and I think we're seeing a more patient Sano.
Replay brought to you by Carrier.
And with the shift they put on, ground ball to second base, nobody there.
And now Austin. Sacrifice fly his last time up. Check swing and a strike. Well, at least the hits are now even with the runs. 15 apiece.
Tyler Austin looking for his first hit.
Down and away. 1-1.
Okay.
Fouled back. Went 7 for 9 with runners in scoring position, which helps explain why they've only left 3 runners on. 2-2.
Well, you might as well go 3-2. Everybody else has.
Two and 2 to Austin. And he swings through a breaking ball. And that closes out the 7th inning. 2 more hits, no runs on the board, and the Twins have left 5 men on.
Studio Sports Update. Central Division Baseball returns to Target Field. Join us Friday night. It's the Tigers and the Twins. Our coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on Friday on Fox Sports North.
Eddie Rosario does stay in the game and take over in left field with Adrianza, first of all, Cave taking over in right field.
Yeah, Rosario last inning was in right. So then now Adrianza taking over for Forsythe at second.
And Reed getting the chance for his second inning of work. And now 2-0.
That's what I think Reed needs right here too, to get a little extra work. He's usually, you know, one inning, get an out here or there.
When he came to the Twins, he signed a 2-year deal, so the Twins are hoping to see some encouragement that some of his velocity will come back. And a base hit to center field off the bat of Rodriguez, leading off the 8th inning. We'll bring up Victor Reyes.
Rodriguez picking up his first hit. And the fastball, you can see, left out over the plate.
Reyes 0 for 3, couple of ground balls and a strikeout. The second ground ball, the last time he came to the plate, might have been the biggest at bat of the ball game. Trevor May, with the bases loaded, had walked in a couple of runs. The Tigers were within one. There's a base hit. If Reyes had done that in the 5th inning, we might have a completely different ball game. There's a Rosario throw backed up by Mauer. But Reyes just hacked the ball over the third base bag, and now the 8th inning starts with a pair of singles.
I'm surprised Rodriguez right there didn't go to third base. That ball hugged the line. And Rodriguez at first base stopped at second. So back-to-back singles for the Tigers. Fastball down and away, and Reyes does a good job, just goes with it. The ball caroms off that wall. Rosario gets it back in quickly. Throws wildly.
Candelario will bat with 2 men aboard and nobody out. Popped up. Sano retreating. Infield fly rule was called. Batter automatically out. Runners advance at their own risk. Batters automatically out if fair. 1 down.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted. Why would you? In any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Adducey will bat. Lopsided as it is, it's a lot more fun being on this side of it than the other side of it, right?
Oh, amen.
One strike. Pop-up chased by Sano, but there'll be no play. Hitting shoes are on tonight. Chances are it'll be a tougher assignment for the Twins tomorrow because Matthew Boyd will pitch for the Tigers, and the Twins have had all kinds of trouble with him.
Well, Twins will have Kyle Gibson. He's been pitching very consistently all season long. Should be a good one.
Right field, and Cave with the catch on the warning track. Front runner will tag. 2 down.
Nice job by Jake Cave right there.
And now Castellanos will bat. Tigers jumped on Irvin Santana very quickly. A 2-run home run by Castellanos in the first. And Polanco hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the inning.
Like Oliver Drake warming up in the Twins bullpen.
Fouled back, 1-1.
I'd imagine this is Reed's final inning right here. There's Oliver Drake. 28 pitches for Reed, 19 strikes.
Fouled into the seats, 1-2. One of the silver linings, if you can call it that or not, to the Tigers season, and they're plenty below 500 as we said, but they're 17-20 in one-run games. Played a lot of one-run games and they've lost 20 of them, and they had this game down to a run.
Yeah, let's hope that this doesn't become a one-run game.
No, we don't want that. But, you know, a loss is a loss whether you lose by maybe 7 runs tonight or 1, but they've been competitive in most of their games. They haven't had many like this.
And that's what Gardy told me in Detroit when I had a chance to talk to him. You know, just, hey, these kids are trying. They're getting opportunities here.
Dug out by Garver.
And that's all you can expect as a manager. Do not give up. That man hasn't given up against the Twins, I'll tell you that. Goodrum.
Gardy saw it happen toward the end of his Twins tenure. There really isn't much you can do if you don't have talent. Nothing you can manage. This ball poked to right. Long run for Cave, and he'll get there to end the 8th inning.
Nice catch.
And we believe Shane Green, the closer, will pitch the bottom of the inning. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Dodge. Join the brotherhood of muscle at the Dodge Summer Clearance event and get a great deal. It's been a fun opener of a 4-game series. The Twins continue to hit the ball, pitch the ball, field it much better at home than on the road. Shane Green hasn't pitched for the Tigers since he saved the ball game Sunday in Detroit, so he'll get the 9th inning.
Yeah, he was not needed against the Chicago White Sox, so he's making his 51st relief appearance. 50 strikeouts in 49 innings and 14 walks, only 1 intentional. Green 25 saves. Tied 5th in the American League with 25 saves.
Ball 1. Tough night for James McCann. Always sympathize with the catchers when so many different pitchers have been out there in long half innings. 1-0. Garber tried to get another base hit through the right side, but Goodrum picked it off. 1 down. Garber retired. Kepler will bat. First, we'll hear from Audra Martin.
Well, guys, with a 7-run lead, there's a lot to talk about tonight on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, including the theme of the night, a long ball. 7 home runs between these two teams tonight. We'll take a look at all the power leaving the ballpark. And how about Logan Forsythe, the career best 5-hit night? We'll break down his performance and talk about how he's been such a contributing factor since his arrival here in Minnesota. And as always, we'll head into the clubhouse to hear from Paul Molitor. That's all coming up after the game, guys.
Thank you. Here's Max Kepler. 1 hit on the ball game. Also reached on an error. Both those at bats came in the 6th inning when the Twins scored 7 runs. His single started the inning. And Kepler got hit by a pitch.
Yeah, it looked like a breaking ball right there. Take a look at this. I think it's a slider. Yeah, came in, got the
bottom of the left elbow, looked like. Yeah.
Ouch.
And Kepler walking up to the bag with Jeff Smith. Molitor looking to make sure that he'll be all right. Twins have already used their 2 outfielders that started the game on the bench. The only bench player available is Bobby Wilson. Well, now that would be kind of interesting, though, wouldn't it, to put Bobby Wilson out in center field?
It would, yes. I don't think Bobby would like that.
Here's Rosario. Lined out in the 6th, then also later in the inning delivered an RBI single. Down and away, ball 1. Johnny Field had gone 0 for 2 in the first 5 innings, and Rosario got 2 at bats in the 6th. Another one hit to left center field. Reyes right about where he caught Rosario's ball earlier in the 6th inning. In his first at bat, he makes the catch again. 2 down. That'll bring up Adrianza. Adrianza walked and scored in the 2nd. Hit a 2-run home run in the 6th. Started in left field, came into the infield to replace Logan Forsythe after he was removed for a pinch runner. Swung on and missed.
Green with a good moving fastball. He has a slider that ended up getting Kepler on that back elbow, and a changeup. Once a starter, now the closer for the Tigers.
Missing the outside corner. 1-1. And fouled back.
Good swing right there.
Have a night game tomorrow. than a Saturday night game, but it starts at 6:10, not 7:10, and then Sunday afternoon.
Saturday night honoring Jack Morris. I like what Jack said. He's tired of hearing about Jack Morris. Look at that, smiling. Happy Jack.
And a called third strike. So Green gets an inning of work in. And we head to the 9th inning where it looks like Oliver Drake will try to finish the game. Been a fun night, a lot of hitting, 15 hits for the Twins, 5 of them from Logan Forsythe. And Oliver Drake will come in and try to get the Twins off the field, and the first test he'll have to face is that of Nico Goodrum.
Well, Drake's done a good job since being claimed off waivers from the Toronto Blue Jays back on August 3rd. Now he's worked in this will be 4 appearances, 4 1/3 innings total, only 1 hit allowed. Couple walks with 4 strikeouts.
Up and away, ball 1.
Drake with that split finger he likes, with a fastball in the low 90s.
Look what Nico Goodrum has done against the Twins this year. Miguel Cabrera at his best against the Twins didn't do that. And now to right field. He made it out. Goodrum has been retired. 1 down.
I know Jake Cave just came into the ball game, but last inning he had to go back to the warning track to make a catch.
Yeah.
And then he had to come in to get the final catch. This time he has to run to the line. So he's getting his running in out there.
Gerber will bat. 0 for 1 on the night.
Gerber pinch hit for Victor Martinez a couple innings ago.
Strike on the outside corner.
Gerber in his rookie season, 3 different stints with the Tigers. Can you recall last on the 31st of July.
1-1. Fouled back. 1-2. Drake, a New Englander. Finally, I don't want to say he's establishing roots here, but he's been able to unpack his suitcase.
Yeah.
1-2. And a strikeout.
It's that nasty splitter right there. He picks up the strikeout.
2 down.
Yeah, Green started the season with the Brewers and with the Indians, Angels, Blue Jays, and now here in Minnesota. Set a major league record for pitching for 5 different teams in one season. Drake.
And now Matuk, the batter, with the bases empty and 2 down. Called strike. From the center field camera, you get the sense that one of the reasons Drake has had success with his delivery, he conceals the ball very well. Try to follow the ball out of the glove, and it almost drops down below his knees, and then it disappears behind him and comes in straight over the top.
Well, a lot of guys will tuck that glove around their belt area, and Drake kind of throws that glove up. So it's almost like look for the glove, and oh yeah, by the way, here comes the ball. See him throw that glove up.
2-1.
Creates a good angle at 6'4". Just right there. See the gloves come up, and then all of a sudden there's that baseball straight over the top.
2-1. And now foul. 2-2. Have a bullpen with a lot of different looks.
I'm guessing a split finger right here. $25,000 plus, most of them getting on their feet. That was a splitter, but fouled off.
Another 2-2 to Matuk. Beaten foul again.
And Drake looking for the final out.
And now ball 3.
And it's only fitting this game ends up on a 3-2 count.
Fouled away. And now this will be the 15th pitch for Drake. Another 3-2. And he missed outside. Matuk reaches. And it'll bring up McCann.
See, that's what I like about the game. Even though they're down, you know, by 7 runs, Matuk still wants a quality at bat.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see. Called off some nasty pitches and drew the walk.
Here's McCann. Hit a home run in the 4th inning when the Tigers started a comeback. They weren't able to get over the top, though, the next inning. They scored 2 but left the bases full. Strike on the outside corner. This is the 60th road game for the Tigers. And unless they pull off the greatest comeback in Tiger history, they will have only won 18 of them. They will go 18-42 on the road. 0-2. Now there's nothing that says Drake has to throw 3 balls in a row to get us to another full count.
No. We've had enough of those already.
Foul back to the screen. Neither starter lasted very long tonight. Liriano knocked out in the 2nd. Santana knocked out in the 5th.
Well, the Twins have only used 3 relievers, to where the Tigers have had to use 6 of the 9 relievers they have.
Runner goes, Twins don't care. And it's 1-2. And now the pitch counts run up to 20 for Drake. And it finally ends. Drake finishes it off with a strikeout of McCann. And the Twins continue to play really good baseball at home.
It's good to see the Twins offense really do well against the Tigers, because they had come in hitting only .212 against them, or .211, but not tonight. 15 hits, 15 runs. Quite a night for the offense.
Anthony LaPanta, if my Minnesota high school math is correct, the Twins are now 36-24, and that means they are playing .600 baseball at home.
It's been unbelievable lately. 17 wins in their last 21 here in the home ballpark. 15-8 the final tonight. We'll show you how both teams use power to generate offense. We'll hear from Paul Molitor. Preview the rest of the series next on Twins Live.